mayor before. Mayor is a leader of a town or a city. But if you look at a city, you go one region bigger in America, that's county. And then one region bigger than county. By the way, I'll write that down for you. County. County. Then you have many counties, and that makes up a state. Now, the leader of a state is called the governor. And you know him, right? He's also a famous movie actor. But it's interesting that he also became the governor of the state of California. The governor is the leader of a state in the United States. Okay, so when we're talking about the United States, there are many states in the United States. California is one of those states. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back, the Terminator, right? He became the governor of the state of California. That's a very interesting career, right? From movie actor to governor. Of course, a U.S. president, President Reagan, also did the same thing in the 1980s. He was a famous movie star. He became the president of the United States. So it's not, it's sometimes it happens. Okay, but anyway, Arnold Schwarzenegger became the governor of California. He's not the governor now, but he was for quite a while. He was very famous governor of the state of California. Okay, when we're talking about elections, right, we've talked about vote, we've talked about election, we've talked about ballot. These things are all talking about making a decision, right? When you make a decision is a noun, right? A decision is a choice. A decision is basically a choice. What do you choose? Do you choose yes or do you choose no? It's not just yes, no. You make a decision about what you want to eat for lunch, right? Do you want to eat a sandwich or do you want to eat spaghetti? You make a decision, right? So it can be yes, no. It can be you have many things and you choose one of those things. You make a decision about what you want to do. You make a choice. A choice you make. You make a decision. You make a choice after thinking carefully. So first of all, you think about the choices, right? You think about either different people in an election. You think about different foods you want to eat for lunch. You think about whether you want to agree with something or disagree with something. You think about it carefully, and then you make a decision. And that's what a decision is. Okay, let's take a look at our chart here. We have an election. Election, this is the process of election, right? The process of choosing community leaders. First of all, we need to make a decision. Then we go to vote, and then we have our leader. Let's take a look at making a decision, right? By the way, this sign shows Republicans and Democrats. It's back to that ballot I was talking about before. Barack Obama and Senator John McCain were the two famous candidates for the 2008 presidential election. John McCain was in the Republican Party, and Barack Obama was part of the Democrat Party, Democrat. So somebody's a Republican or a Democrat. Usually that's the decision that Americans make. Do they want to vote Republican or do they want to vote Democrat? And that's a very common decision that many people make. Let's take a look here. So we see again, Democrat and Republican. So in this case, whoa, they voted Democrat, then they voted Republican. These are different people voting, right? All sorts of different votes. So, whoa, and we even turn the page to a different side, and there's many different people who are choosing. They're making a decision, they're casting their vote, they're deciding who they want to vote for. Like I said before, it's usually Democrat, Republican, but there are other choices. There are other parties in America. Usually Democrats, though, we say they want to change things. They want to make things different. They have different ideas. Republicans usually are more conservative. They want things to stay the same. They're more for traditional values, keeping things the same way. That's the main difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. Okay, so after you've made a decision whether you want to vote Republican or Democrat, then you go to vote, and you go to a voting booth. Usually it's not a box like this. You go into a booth, you close the curtain, and then you fill out your ballot, and then you maybe put it in. Of course, nowadays it's becoming electronic, so people will do it by electronic vote too, and it will punch a ticket or something. And then, so they vote, then they count the vote, and then a leader is chosen. And remember, leaders can be presidents, governors, or mayors. We talked about mayor, leader of a city or town. We talked about governor, a leader of a state. Of course, you already know president. President is the leader of a country. Okay, let's take a look at a video here. This is a video of Ron Paul. Now, he was a Republican contender for the presidential election. Of course, he didn't get it. The Republicans will get together and they will have many different candidates. Yeah, I don't want to interrupt him. He's very interesting. But basically, he's giving a speech here. Ron Paul is one of probably 7 or 8 different contenders who are trying to get the Republican nomination, right? The Republican Party will choose one person out of 7 or 8 people, and that will be their person that they want to be the president. Ron Paul was one of them. But this is an example of a debate or a speech where he is talking to a group of people. He's trying to make them decide for him. He wants their support. He wants them to choose him, so that he wants them to decide or make a decision to support him. And that's what, of course, all political leaders do. They make speeches and they try to get the support of the people. They try to get the votes of the people. Okay, let's take a look at our word matching exercise. Here we need to match